What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Regal and Fat Luigi show. Fat Luigi is not here. He has to take care of some things. He's actually finishing up the food from last week, which is pretty funny. I know. Took him a whole week to get it done. Anyway, replacing him will be Mark.
What's going on, guys?
And obviously, we got Lewis from last week. We're just continuing the episodes. I just want to start off with talking about Travis Scott being an open devil worshiper. I know he's probably said it before, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And I mean, it's very obvious in the symbolism of his art, his album artwork. Right, Lewis? Don't you agree?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, everything about from the shirt to the concert setup to him throwing up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and he's not saying hook 'em horns either.
No, he's not saying that. He knows the intention of why he's doing that. So, I mean, you know, it's like one of those things where, you know, if someone says they're a devil worshiper, I tend to believe them.
Oh, yeah. You know? You're not going to throw that around lightly.
You're not just going to throw that around lightly. It's like, if you say you worship Satan, I'm going to be like, yeah, you probably do.
Yeah.
I'm going to believe you.
Yeah,
and that's where, like, you have to really, like, for me, now that I have kids, I'm like, I'm not afraid of my kids getting older and knowing these things, but, like, I have to make sure that I teach them, like, to look for the signs of what could be a devil worshiper, you know, like Travis Scott. Like, if he says it outright, then you don't have to do any more research.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's why it's, like, shocking to me that people are like, oh, it wasn't a ritual, it wasn't. Well, you don't know that.
Exactly.
If he told you he's a devil worshiper, he might want a ritualistic setup, you know?
Innocent people, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't put it beyond him to do it set up like that.
No, for sure. No.
If you're proud to be, you know, a devil worshiper.
Yeah, if you're just going around saying, I worship Satan, then more than likely you have evil intentions.
Yeah.
But another thing you have to you have to understand is that I brushed up a little bit on Satanism as well.
So you're practicing?
No, I'm not practicing at all.
It sounded like you said I'm brushing it up. Like
you the head honcho now?
I'm the head honcho. Oh yeah, I was second board at Anton Levy. No.
Wait, what?
No. What I'm talking about. No. In a theological aspect, there are not many like Satan worshipers. Like they worship like the devil, like Lucifer of the Bible.
Yeah.
Some Satanists have this deal where they can be their own god.
Right.
And they can create their own destiny and stuff like that.
But ironically enough, that's what Satan did.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's weird.
You know?
He wanted to worship himself.
I know, and that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. You know?
Like, Satan, I don't believe in you, but I'll become you.
Yeah.
No, but I think he didn't say I'm a devil worshiper. I think he said like that he believes in Satan or something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Basically, not saying like what you're saying. Like I'm sure more than likely 100% it's like Satan from the Bible.
I came across a couple of Satanists like that on TikTok and Instagram, stuff like that. I've had one follow me because I posted something on TikTok. I had one follow me. Oh man, I want to say like the beginning of the year. I had posted something. I started doing like open Bible studies, like giving him scripture.
Yeah.
And he followed me.
And
he's like, basically like to
try to get you.
Yeah, to critique on what I'm trying to say, because basically he was saying that I know more Bible than you. I said, hey, that's fine, dude.
Wow.
Satan knows all the Bible too.
Hey. See,
and if he can point out something,
I told y'all.
I think you're describing Democrats. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. I didn't say that.
But
I said it. No, but seriously.
I think both political parties need help.
Oh, for sure.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, so for me, like, you know, like you said, I have done some research too. Not all Satanists worship Satan.
Yeah.
But the worship of self is basically you're worshiping Satan.
Exactly.
You know, because that's what Satan did. He fell from heaven because he happened to see God's throne, and he was like, man, you know, I'd like to be the guy that's sitting in that throne, you know. So he leads all these angels astray, and God basically, you know, cast them down because now, you know, they're not worthy to be in his presence.
Exactly.
You know, and so it's the worship of self, you know. And going back to Travis Scott, that's what I was saying. Like, his apology didn't seem sincere. The whole thing didn't seem sincere. It was like he was worried about himself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you look at all the reasons why he didn't stop the concert, if you came up with them, because of whatever you want to say, at the end of the day, he was more concerned about the concert, his concert, than he was about the people down
Exactly.
there. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Illuminati. Just
Illuminati.
kidding.
Yeah.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah.
So, Louis, I want to ask you a question. I want to, because you talked about your kids trying to to help them understand and try to show them. What do you think are good symbolisms that you can look for, or just things, obviously, other than him, the person saying they worship Satan?
I mean, like I've gotten to a place too, like where I understand symbolism. Like everybody knows, like the typical symbolism, like a cross means
Pyramid.
You know, the pyramid, the all-seeing eye. Like you have all these like symbols. Like the all-seeing eye is a very popular one in concerts.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one to me is just a giveaway too.
Oh, for
you know?
sure, yeah.
Because everybody knows what we're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
why do people pretend like on social media, like, oh, that's not what it means, bro? It's like saying like Mexican doesn't mean Mexican. It means Mexican. Like, what are you trying to decipher here? It's obviously it means what it means, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So like when people give that argument, I'm like, well, you don't know his intentions. I don't have to know his intentions. The fact that he put it up,
exactly,
is everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So like for me, you have to look for like those type of symbols, all seeing eye, the pyramids, all of that. That's all like.
Because I feel like that's where it starts.
Yeah.
You right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like an indoctrination too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in a way. But you know, like with your kids, like you have to protect them, and that means like they can't listen to it.
Yeah.
And you know they get upset. I mean, my kids, that's probably gonna happen. You
Yeah.
know? So they might get upset, but
I think if you understand it, if
And
you
it-
like try to tell them like this is what's going on.
yeah, especially like with Travis Scott, I'm like,
Just pull up the video. Just be
yeah,
like,
like
this
look,
is what happened.
baby, he said he's a Satan worshiper. We don't do that in this house.
Yeah, and then look what happened. People went to his concerts and
Right.
I think just because those 8 people that went to that concert could have survived if if they were aware of what was going on.
Sorry, guys, I mean to interrupt.
Oh, what's up,
Oh.
Regal?
I'm
Regal.
I don't know. It's just
I get what you're saying about your kids because I'm doing that with my daughter.
What the heck? Uh-huh.
My daughter Chloe, she's 10 already, and there's things that I've had her since I was 4. When she was 4, not since I was 4.
I was like, bro.
No, I've had her since she was 4. You know, that's when her and now my wife got together, and at first, you know, she didn't understand the majority of things. I was like me and her mom were holding away from her. So finally, like she had a more of an understanding, especially when she turned 9, and then now that she's 10, she's like, "Okay, Dad, I understand that." Okay, Mom, I understand that. You know, and like there's even days where like she pushes us. Like there's days where we don't want to get up for church, and she's already up. Hey, are we going to church or not? Like, cause we got to get there. You know, like man, like that's a big push. You know, and that's one thing you know that the Bible teaches us. You know, train up a child in his younger days, and then he won't stray away from what he would learn.
And I don't mean to go off base, but you know, like with your kids and stuff, but because before I forget, like there was another argument that came up with like Christians exposing evil. Like, is that judgment? Christians shouldn't judge, right?
That's
but
not judgment at all.
What's ironic to me is we got to a place in America where Christians are hyper criticized for anything they say, but if you are on the left, you can say whatever you want, and everyone's clapping for you.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying, you know, those are your rights. But as soon as a Christian person says something, I mean, they get bashed.
Exactly.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not against the left. I'm not even, or Republican or right, left or right. What I want is an America where I can say what I believe and so can you.
Yes.
And we don't have to throw each other in jail or cancel each other.
Exactly.
It's like saying, like, Rocky, I respect that, but I just don't believe that.
Yeah.
And we go home and go to sleep.
Yes.
Go to our families, because we all have families.
Yes.
We have friends. We have a workplace. I'm not trying to get you fired. You're not trying to get me fired. It's like, let's just respectfully leave it there.
Exactly.
That's what I want America to be like that. But it's not like that.
It's not.
And the right is guilty of it too sometimes. But I feel like the left, at this point, is more guilty of it because they're like, well, you can't say that this is a sin or that's a sin because you're judging.
Because it goes against my beliefs. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and I think I told someone this week. I said, the Bible doesn't say not to judge.
Yeah.
I always hear people say, "Oh, Christians shouldn't judge." Incorrect. That's not
Exactly.
actually right.
Yeah.
And I have the scripture to prove it.
Here we go.
I'm just gonna read it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So we gotta have proof,
Yeah,
right? Because this whole
yes.
Travis Scott thing, people are gonna be like, "Oh, don't judge him."
We're not.
We're not. We're just simply stating a fact.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's all we're doing. So like, it says right here, Ephesians 5:11-12 have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them.
Mm.
That's from the Bible,
Yeah.
right? And it says to expose them. Why? Because people need to know about them.
Exactly.
It's not
Biblical.
saying go on a rant, you know, but at least put it out there and say, hey, man, this is fishy,
Yeah.
you know? And maybe leave it at that, you know? And then John 7:24 says, judge not according to the appearance, but it says, but judge righteously.
Yeah.
So notice it never said don't judge,
Yeah.
right? And most people don't know this. Did y'all know that even in the when Jesus comes back, believers are going to be judging angels? Did y'all know that? And I'll get scripture.
I think
Scripture, you ready?
I've heard that before, yeah.
Because when I say that, a lot of people are like, what?
Yeah.
Got the
Well,
scripture
I'm like
for it.
that too. I want to hear
Well-
this. I want to hear this.
1 Corinthians 6:2, or do you not know that the saints will judge the world, and if the world is to be judged by you, are you incompetent to try trivial cases? So we're going to judge the world, right? Notice how it didn't say not to judge, but what Jesus was saying is, first you got to take the log out of your eye,
Yeah.
stop being a hypocrite,
Exactly.
and then you're able to see things with the right vision,
Yeah.
like correctly, right?
Yeah.
And you can talk to people in a way where you're not condemning, you're just speaking truth.
Exactly.
Right? There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, the left likes to say, well, you said this, so that means you're judging me. I'm not judging you.
Yeah.
It's just what I believe.
They're judging us for what we believe.
Right. So in the process of saying we're judging them, they're judging us. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
And the
And-
truth is, we're not judging
No.
anybody because we're just, it's what we believe, it's what God tells us, and
right.
it's what, it's, to our righteousness, or
Right.
to his righteousness.
Right.
By the righteousness. So that's, we're not doing anything wrong, really.
No, and then when we speak about like righteous judgment, with like speaking on Travis Scott, like we're just saying what the Bible says, like expose evil. Why? Because people have to know about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's all we're saying.
Like
you
eight
know?
people, those 8 people, I mean, obviously it was going to be 8 people anyway,
Yeah.
but it could have been a different set of 8 people, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, what if it was a Christian that went to that concert, you know what I mean?
I hope not, but yeah, it's
Well, I
possible.
mean, there was a Christian that I seen on TikTok. They're one of the ones that said they felt the demonic
Yeah.
presence, but
But even at that though, it's like, like I said, like when we're talking about judging, is like it just has to be a balance.
yeah, exactly.
Has to be a balance, because we're not saying Travis Scott is going to hell.
No,
I've never said that. I've never
because
said
he still has time to turn his life
exactly,
around.
and that's what people don't understand. If people understood the narrative and the actual
Yeah.
like intention when we speak things, and maybe we should do a better job of explaining it too. But
Yeah,
we're not saying he's like going to hell for sure, that he's just irreparable. There's no way he's coming back. We're just saying what he's doing right now
yeah,
is
that's
not
not
good.
right. Yeah,
And we're saying hopefully God touches his heart,
send somebody.
somebody
yeah.
into his life. I hope so, because the Bible clearly tells us like God does not want anybody to go to hell.
Yes,
Exactly.
We're not saying we want him to go to hell. And I think that's the way other
makes it
people
sound.
interpret it.
Yeah.
Yes, they're like, oh, why are you judging him? We're not judging him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like to jump into conclusions too, just because we're pointing out most people are pointing out all like the similarities of what a sacrifice would be with
Mhm.
the numbers and the symbolisms. Doesn't mean we're judging somebody. We're just saying, hey, look, this is what's going on. You probably should be focusing or waking up to more of what's going on around the
Right.
world. And it's not judging. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, especially me, like I don't ever say like, "Well, you need to get right because you're gonna go to hell." Like I've never said that. And I don't think it's right for anybody to say that because you'll always have an opportunity
Yeah.
up until milliseconds before Jesus comes back.
Yeah, or even before you die.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Some
that-
people are lucky to have those
Opportunities.
opportunities, those
But you never know.
deathbed salvations. You know,
Yeah.
some
But
people
we're not.
should be considered very lucky because there are some people that don't get that.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to do.
Mhm.
But like, going back to like, not wishing people to go to hell, God, I feel like at the same time, because I was taught this, that you're gonna be surprised at the people who are gonna make it at the end. You're gonna be like, well, wait, weren't you doing this, and weren't you doing that?
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, well, I knew the truth. I knew the truth, and I knew that I needed to get it
Change.
right.
Yeah.
And then I finally I put myself to the side, and I actually, repented, and I asked God for my forgiveness.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that a lot of people misinterpret a lot.
Yeah. By
All the
judging.
time.
Yeah, it's true. It really is, and I think we're all gonna be surprised.
Yeah.
I wonder who's gonna. I
Maybe
wonder
we'll
who's gonna
see
stay.
Travis Scott out there.
Yeah, but then again, like, like we kind of touched on this in the first part of this, but like, guys, you have to go look at the Bohemian Grove thing. That's where it
Oh,
starts.
for sure. It's all over YouTube.
It's
You
all
just
over
Google.
YouTube.
You go to YouTube, search Bohemian Grove, Alex Jones.
Well, the craziest thing is that, like, he says that all types of high-level government officials,
That's crazy.
celebrities.
You're talking about that
In the
whole
woods.
meeting in the middle of the woods, right?
Yeah, that's
meeting-
Bohemian
yeah.
Grove.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he says that's where the next president. That's where they talk about where the next president. And I honestly believe that that's why a lot of people, high people, were like surprised when Trump won because
Yeah.
that wasn't in their plan. I
Probably
feel
wasn't.
like
No, it probably wasn't.
because
And that's why I also don't like the left versus right
Yeah.
type of talk, because I'm like, bro, y'all too much.
oh yeah,
Just
like I think like even with the Republicans, they were like, that's why I think there was another Republican candidate, wasn't there, other than Donald Trump?
yeah, Jeb Bush.
Yeah,
But I didn't like him either.
no, but that's what I'm saying. Like
It was
people
worse.
were legit surprised. I mean, not people, but
Yeah.
the people running the show were legit surprised that he won because
Yeah,
they
they're
messed
like-
up their
they're like-
agenda.
Yeah, like, yeah, this guy's not gonna win.
Yeah,
They're like,
he won.
He won.
So now they
Panic
tried.
mode.
That's why they tried so hard to get him out.
Yeah, panic mode. They just went into panic mode.
Yeah. So the reason why I said that is because Alex Jones, who was and I think he said he did it twice. The second time he did it was when he recorded it.
Oh.
But the first time he went in there, he snuck in there and he made friends with this guy.
Yeah.
I think that's what, if I remember correctly,
And I think what he said also is they try to compromise those high level people.
Oh
they can
yeah,
control
because
them.
they do a lot of
So
gay.
they can control them.
Gay
right?
sex in there.
Well, they do all kinds, not just gay, just all kinds of sex.
I think they walk around naked or something like that.
They do, yeah, they do all kinds of stuff, all kinds of sexual stuff, right?
Like again,
But
we're
the
not
whole
judging.
point, the whole point is they're like he was saying they're trying to use that to control them. Like,
Yeah.
hey, if you don't do what we want, we got this information right
Exactly, just like Jeffrey Epstein.
here. Right.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, yeah.
And don't get me started on that.
Yeah, that's another topic.
That's another topic.
Anyway.
That's another episode.
Yeah, that's another
So,
episode.
but the thing is, this is evil exists,
Yes.
and we're supposed to expose it.
Exactly.
Because as I told you, right, Rocky? Why should I let them be loud and vocal about their beliefs, but I can't about mine?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I think I should be able to just as much as you,
Yeah.
right? And we shouldn't be like, because I've seen like videos where like even I've seen it on the left and on the right sometimes too, but like they're doing a march and they'll go grab the sign and just like, wow. Like,
oh yeah,
they're
like
angry.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, like you shouldn't do that stuff.
Nah.
Like
That was really
if
crazy.
your reaction is violence, like you already started off way wrong.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's so obvious
Yeah.
that you don't want other people to live their own life the way they want. You want them to live how you want them to live, right? You're imposing yourself on them.
Yeah.
And so I don't like that from either side. To
No.
me, let everyone be who they want to be,
Yeah.
and to me that's fair game.
Because at the end of the
Exactly.
day, it's gonna be up to them.
It's America.
Yeah, it's America.
Did we forget it's America? Are we in
Exactly.
America? Or are we in Mexico?
No, we're in
We're in
America.
America.
Yeah, we're in America.
We're in South
But
Korea,
even
sir.
Mexico is better in terms of like being able to speak out.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of sad to say that.
Yeah.
It sucks, but that's what it's come to.
Yeah. Yeah. Just real quick, Lewis, we didn't do, this is like a off the wall question, but I saw recently before I came here, it's a picture of Eminem handing Lady Gaga an award recently.
Oh man.
And she had her whole face covered in like some kind of like veil or something. You couldn't see her face. And Kanye recently went out in public with a mask on, and so did Kim Kardashian.
I don't know if it's
What do you think?
I don't know if it's a fashion statement or
Something's going on?
something's going on. Like
Yeah.
I really can't.
Because I don't know. I've never seen, and I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but like if I was friends with you, like off camera,
Yeah.
people are gonna know on camera that we're friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't ever see them talking. You know what I mean?
I see
Like,
what you're saying.
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
But also Kanye is always known to make weird stuff.
Oh,
Like
for
some of
sure,
his
yeah.
Yeezys.
Yeezys.
I'm like, bro.
Bro, I could just buy a sweater at Walmart, cut it up.
How,
and have it.
Sway?
Dude.
How?
Some like his shoes look like, you ever seen like, is it coral reef, like is it
Oh, at the bottom?
at the bottom of the
Yeah,
Oh,
so weird.
you're
shoes?
talking about the Yeezy foam runner.
There you go.
Foam runners.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, did you pick them off the bottom of the ocean?
And they're 60K.
like what?
They-
and
yeah.
people buy
They sell
them.
for $100 and they resell for like $200, $250.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I really don't know.
Yeah. I
it
mean,
could
like,
be a fashion
there
statement.
was the reason why I'm asking is because just like, you know, with Travis Scott, symbolism.
Yeah, symbolism.
What is going on?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The
And-
whole face.
And I did watch his concert for his Donda release.
Oh, that was weird too.
He
Oh
had.
my gosh.
They all had.
Yeah. Like the whole thing was weird. Them in a circle
It was really
with the
weird.
house or the church in the circle.
Sometimes I don't know what to think
Actually,
about.
Didn't
it.
he marry somebody? In the
No.
circle or something
Actually,
like
that the house in the circle or whatever
The
it
church,
was,
right?
it wasn't his church. It was
It was a house.
they rebuilt his mom's old house.
Oh, ooh,
That's what it
weird.
was. His childhood house.
Gotcha.
So
I didn't know.
I don't know that.
I don't know. It was weird that he had Marilyn Manson there, which is completely like
Did you?
all the other
Oh my
side
God.
of the spectrum.
Hey, you know what's crazy is that people criticize him for that.
Yeah.
You know, like, and they were praying together.
Yeah.
Him, Manson, and Bieber.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember I was watching this. What is this show? It's like a YouTube show, and he was talking about that, and I was like, wow, I didn't realize he had Manson up there praying with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's really good. I know Manson's real controversial, but
Oh my god.
I mean, if you can get anyone, even someone like that, to
Yeah.
pray, it's
Yeah.
always a step forward. You know?
Yeah. And
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that Christians don't need to do at this moment is criticize that that Kanye brought Marilyn Manson
Yeah.
because
Aren't we all about people being saved?
Exactly.
No
but
matter
I
who
think,
you are, what
but
you've done.
I will say
Yeah.
this: the thing that we need to point out is that yes, they are praying and they
Right.
are but like even the Bible says they're gonna come in that time. They're gonna come in His name
Yeah.
to deceive.
Yeah.
So that's
true.
the thing that we need to do is like we need to be careful and try to
Right.
discern
yes,
what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like for me, whenever I was like Kanye Christian, yeah, let's do it. And then Justin Christian, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then Marilyn Manson, I was like, whoa, what's going on here?
yeah,
That's kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
But,
But
like,
Yeah.
but
like,
at the same
yeah.
time, like those two, the guitar player and the bassist, I think from Korn,
Yeah.
they gave their lives to Christ. So why can't Marilyn Manson? You
Exactly.
know what I mean? So
I think it's just a fine line, and you'll know because I mean Jesus gave us the recipe. Like
yeah,
you look at their fruit,
exactly.
That's it.
exactly.
Yeah.
look
So
at their fruit,
And-
and it's just if it's just as good as this right here. Jonathan cooked it up.
yeah,
Do you not
Fat
like
Luigi.
nachos?
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
like
yeah.
those nachos?
You know, so like
Yeah.
look at the fruit. You know, like
Yeah.
you earlier you said what are the signs for like demonic stuff? You know, but what are the signs for like a true convert, someone who really
Yeah.
believes that in Jesus?
Yeah.
You look at their fruit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And see, that's one thing I pointed out in
Episode?
2 weeks ago, the episode that came out. I pointed out 1 John chapter 4 verse 1, where he pointed out, you gotta test every spirit. You gotta discern every spirit to make sure that it's righteous
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then also, yes, give Kanye a chance. Give Justin Bieber a chance. Give Marilyn Manson a chance. And
What
instead
about
of-
Hitler?
Well, that's already done. That's already done. I mean,
No.
I can't speak for
I mean,
that.
I'm saying it jokingly, but honestly, like, if you really look at the gospel, Jesus means that it is for everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even
it
the
is.
ones we don't like, even the ones we think are the worst of the worst, even the ones we think don't deserve it, you
Yeah,
are not.
and I can't really say that he did or
I
did
mean,
not make it.
I think he went to hell, but
Yeah,
that's just me.
Oh, for
but
sure.
just like we were talking about earlier, there's that chance that
Yeah.
he might have made it at the very end after doing everything. That's what the one thing that the world has this whole mindset of what Christ is. Like if you lived your life like dog, just I don't know, just
Like
bad,
what?
super bad,
You're nasty.
nasty,
Horrible.
dog,
Terrible.
nasty, terrible.
Yeah.
And
You
then-
have a chance.
and yeah, you still have a
Yeah.
chance to the day you die.
Yeah, because,
To the point-
Thank you.
To the point that you die. So
even when Jesus died, wasn't there a thief on the cross?
yes.
Exactly.
Like he literally,
Yeah.
homeboy probably stole something the day before.
Yeah.
And they're like, "You're going on the cross," and
Yeah.
from one day to the next, the man is like saying, "Forgive me,"
And he's
Exactly.
in heaven right now.
And he's in heaven.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Dude.
And I think that's what
Yeah.
makes the message of Jesus so powerful, is that from one moment to the next, it erases everything
Yeah.
in the past, makes you new. And I think
Exactly.
that's why we can't be ashamed
No.
to like talk about that, because they want us to be ashamed. Like,
Exactly.
you're judging us. We're not judging you.
No.
We have a message and we have good news.
Yeah.
And it's so good that if I
Exactly.
didn't tell you, like, you're losing out on something.
Yeah.
you
And I
know?
think just a lot of people have like it's a misconstrued idea of what Christianity is.
Yeah.
Because, most
That's
people,
so good, yeah.
whenever they think about it, they think
Yeah.
about somebody trying to be hard on them
Yes.
instead of somebody trying to be loving towards them.
or rules and
Yes,
regulations.
exactly.
and-
Yes.
Yeah, because I've heard that from people
Yes.
like, man, I grew up a Christian, but I'm not anymore because, my parents this and that, and they made me do this, and I couldn't do that. So they made it about the rules.
Yes, instead of the lesson and basically you won't learn until you try it. Or not, I don't want to say it like that, but you won't learn until you make that mistake. You know what I mean? So
In some cases, yes.
and you have to have somebody to help you stay accountable.
Right.
yes.
For sure.
I think accountability is the biggest issue that most Christians have. That's why some people stray away, because from the beginning, accountability was not there to begin with. They led the person there, and they're like, "Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll see you down the road."
But I have a question for you. At what point does accountability even help if they've lost faith?
That's true.
Then that's where love kicks in.
Yeah.
That's where you got to have the
Right?
relationship.
Really? 'Cause
Yeah, but
I
if-
thought about that too. Because I used to say like, man, if they were just accountable, they would. But if that person is like, their faith is not there anymore,
Like the person that you and I were talking about the other day.
right? If that
Yeah.
if that faith is no longer there,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
No.
You know.
That's
But-
where I think
And-
that's where you have
But that's where you go back to the whole idea of like the fruits are going to show. Still show
Yeah.
the love that Christ
Right.
instilled in you,
Right.
and still be that same person
Right.
that you were from the beginning,
Yeah.
even when they were in and even when they got out.
Yeah.
And
Because you got
I
to be
agree.
constant.
I agree, and like for me personally, I've always made it a goal, like whether people go to church or not. Sometimes I don't go. I got 2 kids now. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm like, I'm gonna watch it online.
Yeah.
Like I'm just being real. And me and Megan will watch church online.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like, I got to the point where I was like, and I've always tried to make it a go to say, even if they don't go or they don't do something to do, I'm not there to criticize that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm there to just have a relationship with that person. Hopefully, they see the light in me and they can say, man,
Yeah.
I want that. And that's all I've ever tried to do is hopefully it inspired them. Because I get inspired by people. Like, I look at guys like T.D. Jakes, Miles Monroe, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Those are like,
Yeah.
they're not perfect by any means.
No.
And I'm sure you could dig up dirt if you go talk to the
I'm
congregation.
sure, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But they're men who you at least know, like, have been in the faith for a long time. And you
Yeah.
can respect that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can respect that. So that's kind of what I've done is like, how can I inspire someone to know that God is real without reading a Bible?
Exactly.
Mm.
By love.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because Jesus said they'll know you
Yeah.
by
The fruit.
the way you love one another.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, Lewis. Thanks, man, for coming on, bro. This is actually a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty. Yeah. Usually, like I try to think of like what to say next, but like this is just like
Yeah.
it's a conversation that can go on forever, but
It can.
unfortunately, it has to stop. So
Maybe we can continue it another time.
maybe
We
part
can-
3.
We can touch on like church hurt.
Church hurt. That'd be great.
Let's just be open conversation. Be honest. Let's
Yes.
talk about it.
Yeah, that's
Right?
good. Yeah.
Because everyone's been hurt at church. Just
Oh,
be-
for sure.
I think
For sure.
everyone has.
Yeah.
But if we talk about it, there's some healing that can happen.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe some people just will realize and they'll come back,
Right.
and it doesn't have to be the same church or whatever, but
But just go to church.
yeah.
You see,
go to
that's
church.
the biggest deal that I'm just gonna put this little tidbit in.
Okay.
That's the biggest deal that I've heard my pastor. He's like, I could care less, if my kids attend my church or not. He's like, I want them to be in a church.
Yeah.
That's all I want them to be.
Yeah.
And where they're being fed, where they're being loved on, where they don't stray away again.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest deal for
Yeah.
anybody, honestly.
Yeah. So,
Good topic
anyways,
for
good
next time.
topic.
Yeah.
just keep on the lookout for that one. It'll probably be like 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now, whenever Lewis has free time, because he just got through saying he had 2 kids.
2 kids.
But no, I'm
managing
pretty
millions.
flexible.
Managing millions.
2 kids, managing millions.
I
This guy is
received that.
busy, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified every time that
We love y'all guys.
Thanks for
I
having
wasn't
me.
even done yet. Anyways, we'll see y'all later.
We'll
Peace.
see y'all.